new cosmic egg has been deposited as we've now entered back into the root or Muladhara chakra in Kundalini-Chrism yoga, your mother tongue. So this is an update. Just a reminder, we move from root to crown as we go from December to June solstice, and now we've had our realization, illumination, opening, understanding into the crown, and we've popped back into the root. And I'd love to know if you're feeling this, meaning we're back on the home front, the base of ourselves, the very base of ourselves, which is why I decided to shoot this in front of my home to make a point. When we come into the root chakra, it's this reevaluation of our genuine actual homes. What comes in and out of the home, your home? What is shared in your home space? What energies come into your home? Because what enters your home enters your body. Your home and what is inside your home is your source of safety or your place of safety, and whether you have safety or not. So root chakra is these very base level fundamental things: home and safety. Am I safe? Am I safe? Number one survival requirement: am I safe? And a lot of us have become used to depleting emotional dynamics, and our mind says, oh, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. You know, we can keep putting up with this. We can keep going through this. But what the root does at this moment, because we're also in Cancer season, which is home-based, right? So the old adage, I think, therefore I am, Descartes, is a lie. I think, therefore I'm neurotic, and I unthink myself out of what's good for myself. The mind is not at all what should be leading the body, the self, and the avatar to further wholeness, connection, and growth. What leads us is our hearts and our feelings. But we've been very much conditioned to displace our feelings or to undermine our feelings with our minds. So what it should be is, I feel, therefore I am. How do you genuinely feel? Not when your mind is trying to say to you, no, it's fine, we can do this. You're just being sensitive. You're just doing this. You've just got to rethink this. The mind is neurotic, based on cellular, nervous system, trauma conditioning. So what genuinely feels good to you? What do you let into your home? And recently, it was too bright to shoot on that side of my house where my front steps are. But recently, when I let a friend into my home that was actually unwell emotionally, and they love bombed me, and then when I put a boundary down, they discarded me, the front step of my home broke. It's a wooden step. While that was happening, it cracked when I stood on it. And I had this understanding, I have this very symbolic life with the wisdom, as I'm sure we all do. But I had this understanding that, oh, I've let something broken or a broken dynamic into my home space. And it hurt me and it didn't feel good. And I'm here to protect my feelings and my heart and my well-being so that I can stay in stasis. Because when I feel safe, genuinely safe, not when my mind's like, no, we're safe with this extracting personality in the house. It's totally fine. No, genuine safety, where you can actually relax and be in stasis, right? Enlightenment is just a state of your nervous system. It's nothing more than your nervous system feeling safe so that it can relax. If you've become accustomed to a charge in your body that might display as some kind of emotion, i.e. anxiety, hypervigilance, overproductivity, fatigue, demotivation, depression, what is happening in your home space? Because we are designed to live in stasis. I feel good. And what we're being asked to do right now in the root chakra is we've come back into this big wave, right? We move from root to crown. So big wave of emotions and we reach the point. Then we go down into the big wave of emotions and we reach the point. So now that we're back in the big wave of emotions, we're experiencing difficult things. We're seeing things. We're understanding and going, this interpersonal dynamic makes me feel like this all the time. And whenever I try to talk about it, I get undermined. The person doesn't meet my boundary. Or this dynamic I go to every day with my home front. I take my body into this work situation every day, and I feel depleted and extracted. Where do you take your body? What do you encounter? Be that job, work, where you live, your environment, who enters in and out of your home space, and which one of those things is extracting from you? Which one of those things is taking your feeling center into a place of discomfort? Because when your feeling center is in a place of discomfort, your nervous system is not in stasis, which means that you are not enjoying life. It's not a functional place to exist in. When we're not in stasis, this brings on mental overanalysis, uncomfortable feelings, overthinking, tired in the body, physical ailments and diseases, dis-ease. So this is what Cancer is asking us right now, which is the root chakra. So we've gone back into root. What is safe? What is truly safe for us? And the cosmic egg, I've taught this before in a longer sermon. You can go look on my YouTube called Sophia Seasons in the Christ Oil. So you may have heard of the sacred secretion, which is a psycho-spiritual experience of the oil coming down from the brain to fertilize this inner egg and move back up the system. Now, old alchemists said this happened once a month, but I've identified through my own Gnosis that it happens twice a year, the long sequence. And the egg is always deposited now. I intuited that it was deposited 9 days after the solstice. The psycho-spiritual egg comes here into the root, right, between the root and the sacrum. Lower Datyan in Tai Chi or Eastern practices, it's where Kundalini resides. This inner egg has been deposited again, right? It gets deposited when we move into the root after June solstice and after December solstice. And it's a potential. It's a every kind of potential exists in the egg. It's a reality potential. It's a creation potential. What will come out of this egg depends on you. And it depends on how much agency you take for yourself, how much courage you take to see and make the choices that will bring you into safety. So the first point for growth, for this chrism to rise up the system and meet the crown in a very illuminating, shifting way come December, well, we first have to start with safety. What is safety for you, truly? Yeah, so it's big feelings when we're always in the root and the sacrum. It's difficult stuff, and it's okay. And I always say, just feel those feelings. Give yourself space to feel those things. I know feelings can be scary for some people, but it's okay. You can be in them, and they're there to show you what your inner child actually needs. Yeah, so we're going to now raise the chrism again on this side of the cycle, on this side of the year. The egg is now deposited. Just before equinox, the oil will come down to fertilize the egg, and we will keep rising up the system. Now, recently at the solstice, we've had our last chrism rose up and reached the crown at solstice. And we had illumination about what redirection and what we need to do in our lives to be in a healthier, better place for ourselves. Now, if you've taken those decisions, it's still tough reorientating. You still land back in the root and you're still learning how to feel okay in this new space because you've never done it before. And if you never took that decision, say something became to your consciousness and you might have been too afraid to make the decision, the egg will be deposited again and it's the same loop. Maybe it's the same interpersonal dynamic that's been letting you down over and over and over again, cycle after cycle after cycle. So it's basically going to happen again now. And it's okay. Sometimes we're in the same cycle over and over and over again until we can make the choice to shift out of it when we come to the crown. So just feel it all, and it's safe to feel it all, and prioritize your safety. And what you feel is the truth. It's not what you think, it's what you feel. I feel, therefore I am. Sending love.